Happy Friday, everyone! Pamela here with Passionate About Scrapbooking, your Stampin' Up demonstrator from Fredericksburg, Texas. I decided I would throw that in so you know where I'm from, the beautiful Texas Hill Country. And welcome to Feel Good Friday Live with Pamela, where I teach you how to create fun fold cards, usually. And that's what I'm doing today. I'm going to be doing actually four cards today. Three of them will be fun folds. And today you get the lovely crazy hair. I did get cleaned up, but just didn't straighten my hair today. So this is what it is, all natural. If you didn't know, I'm growing my gray out. So I have just a little bit left right here, hoping it'll all get cut off in January. I've been growing it out for just over a year now. Good morning, Debbie. I think it was a year in October is the last time I actually colored my roots. I think maybe in December or so, I put a little color of my natural color, like just highlights or low lights, I guess it would be. But after that, nothing. So this is the natural color right here. Check it out. I'm like backwards from what I'm looking at in the camera. So, anyways, sorry about the crazy hair, but it is what it is. At least I'm showing my face. I almost decided not to. All right, so we are using today the Snowy Bundle and the Snowy Scenes DSP, which I have used all week long. The that one right there. Turn it so y'all could see it. And highlighting that stamp and dies. Think can't remember if yeah, I think we will be cutting a few dies. I don't have my samples ready, but I know exactly what they're supposed to look like. And I'm actually going to attempt, I've cut everything for eight, four card designs, but two of each. So we're going to work through those. And by the end, I'll have eight Christmas cards ready to go out. Good morning, Carrie. How are you? So, what else is going on? Don't forget about the last chance products that went live Tuesday, I believe. And there are items on that page that are discounted like up to 80%. There's DSP for $2.50. Some really cute DSP like I don't even know what it's called, Trusty Tools. Is either the bundle or the paper, I don't remember. But I've done a few things with, well, I haven't done anything with the DSP. I did buy it when it was on special a couple of months ago because I thought it was going to be gone forever, but they still had some, and now it's only $2.50. It was $12.50, I think. So there's another pack that has like store shops on it. That's really cool. I got that one too. Haven't played with it, but I'll try to sneak it in here somewhere or another eventually. Hey, Leanne. Anyhow, be sure to check that out. It is supposed to be a, I don't know if I want to call it fluid, but it will be updated and changed that page I think on a daily basis. Things will sell out. They'll be gone forever. Last chance means while supplies last. The Snowy Bundle that I'm using today and the Snow Scenes DSP is actually on the last chance page. I don't believe it's been discounted yet. Maybe if we buy the bundle, it's an automatic 10% off. That's how it's been since it went live in September. But if you want to buy just the stamps or just the dies, those are 10% off now too. Now there may be a deeper discount eventually, but it may sell out. I don't know. So don't take any chances if you want to get your hands on these products. Hey Flo, thank you for joining me. And what else do I want to share? There's some new DSP that is on the website as well. 3 new packs. They were actually previous, like popular packs, supposedly, and then they recolored them in Stampin' Up colors, like different shades and combos. So they're new to me. They may not be new to you if you're a past or if you're a demonstrator and you've had those before, but those are available now along with 2 brand new kits, a perpetual calendar, and there's these cute little like cherry blossom treat boxes that you can create. So 2 new kits on the website as well. So I think that's kind of it right now. And I think next week I'm going to bust into my January through April products to start playing with those or online exclusives because everything I've been using is on that last chance list, and I don't want to take a chance of preparing for projects and then the products aren't available. So be sure you check out my weekly special as well. I'll be doing my um, PDF file for the projects for this week. With a $40 order, you get the PDF file. With a $50 order, you will get a pre-cut kit for all the projects. I think I'm going to do the bonus of all four cards today, so that's a little more of an incentive. So I'll pre-cut those pro, all the paper for you. You'll just need the stamp set and die cuts and ink pads and then I guess embellishments. So I've been using this is actually discounted right now. So it's on the last chance product. It's discounted a couple of bucks. I think it was 12 something. Now it's 10. And then I'm also going to be using today the iridescent ribbon that I used a couple of weeks ago with the Winter Meadow projects. And then you'll need, if you want a list of the ink pads, I think I just used Early Espresso, Pool Party, Garden Green, Memento Black, and Versamark, along with some white embossing powder this week. So if you have any questions about specifics that you need to order or you want to order, then message me and I'll get you a full supply list. I've only added in the description the bundle along with the DSP paper. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to switch over to my table. Here we go. And I need to grab out my glass mat here in a minute. But before I do that, I'm going to chit chat with you for a second while I walk over here and grab my coffee that I made because maybe it'll keep my stomach from growling. Some reason I'm hungry this morning. Usually I'm fine. So we have a little visitor that may be sneaking up here in a minute. One of the little black kittens. We have Jet and Jasper. We can't tell them apart. I think one's a girl and one's a boy, though, but you can't really tell unless you're looking closely. But they look like identical twins, and they're both solid black. So, all right. So, just need a little sip of coffee. It's cold today, and I may have to go over there and turn on my fan here in a minute. I mean, my heater, but right now I'm doing good. Okay, so before I pull out my glass mat, let's go over the projects, papers, and things, and I'll move them out of the way here in a minute. So if you're joining me, let me know where you're viewing from. If you haven't before, I know I can't remember where everybody's from, but Leanne says she's from Seaside, Oregon. Oh no, she's going to a beach retreat, or she is at a beach retreat. Oh man, that's awesome. Little jealous. And anyhow, let's see here. So, told you about the ribbon already we're going to be using. I'm going to set everything kind of to the side. Told you about the ink pads. These are the 3 that we'll be using today, I believe. And I've got my little tray of goodies in here. I'm just using the Snowy Wonder. I used the Snow Day and the perennial postage dies in my scrapbook layout and page this week. I don't think I'll be using, I'm going to hold on to the perennial postage dies. I don't know if I can use them or not. We'll see if it works with any of the pieces that I already cut in a minute, because we will have to do a little bit of die cutting. And I know I'm going to need my pumpkin pie just barely, like to color one little thing. I do have some pieces here already cut. I don't think I'll be using any of these. The cards are pretty simple and mostly stamping. So I do have my white embossing powder in there. I've got some Poppy Parade. This is the only Poppy Parade that I have. I haven't got the big classic ink pad yet. This came in last month's pumpkin paper pumpkin kit. So I think I just ordered the Poppy Parade yesterday. So I'm slowly but surely trying to grow my classic Stampin' pads. All right, so these are the pieces for the 8 cards. I'm going to do 2 of each because they were fairly simple, I felt like, that I might as well. I was going to try to get a sample created ahead of time, but I didn't get to it. So what's cool is I have instructions over here for the cards. All right, so let's see if I can get this situated in here real quick. I don't care too much if I'm centered so much. My camera seems to be over this way a little bit more, but I think I'll just leave it like that. I think I'll be good right there. Anyhow, so what's really cool about the Stamping Up team that I'm on is my third upline is Rhonda Wade, and she does some amazing, um, she has a like a success training website she has, and she's a big Stampin' Up trainer for the company. She just helps all demonstrators, but she has also, aside from the business part, she does a creative website too, and with you can join it even whether you're on her team or not, but as a team member you get access to all these workshops and things. It's really cool. So you can just copy what she shares. She has a handful of demonstrators, team members that help her with that. So you get all kinds of varieties of projects. And just to make it simple today, I decided to see if they had anything with the Snowy Wonder and came across these really cute cards. And I've cut them and prepped them to follow exactly, but I may make a little few extra steps here along the way. We'll see. Flo is from New Jersey. I'm going to make me like a flow chart. Not just for you, Flo. No pun intended. But I did put Donna with Cupcakes and Latte from Ohio on here. I don't see her today yet, if she will say hello or not, but I'm gonna do that for you too, Flo. So eventually I'll remember where everybody's from. I think maybe not with as I'm getting older, it's making it more and more difficult. So I'm starting to have like quite a few post-it notes around to remind me of stuff. Okay, so let's get started. We have 4 card designs, and I'm gonna do 2 of each. So I'm gonna pull out, we're just gonna go in order here. The cats are being loud and noisy, I think. I can't hear them very well with my AirPods. They started working today. I tested them before I went live. So I don't know what the problem was on Wednesday when I had no sound, but we'd had the electricity had gone out the day before, and maybe it messed something up and it miraculously corrected itself. I don't know. Oh man, it's 28 degrees. Well, it's supposed to be, I think it was supposed to be in the 30s this morning. And then it's only going to get up into the 40s today. I am going to turn on my heater so I don't get too cold because I'm surrounded by windows in this little kitchen nook that is my scrapbook studio. So the kitchen is over on the left of me. And then I've got up here, we've got a door going out to the porch. There's windows. Then there's windows all along this wall over here. And then behind me, there's my calyx unit. So it's a full wall, but then there's a door back there to the kind of the laundry room. It's a long hallway that goes the length of the house. So that's where a lot of my scrapbook stuff is. It's a mess. And then it also goes outside to the dogs, to the backyard. All right. So I just laid the instructions right down there for you, at least for some of the cards. So you see what the first ones are going to be. All right. So let's just get busy. I did want to pull out real quick. Let me think, because it talked about the Snowflake Sky 3D embossing folder. I never got that. So I think I'm going to have to use which is going to be just as cute, the Forever Plaid 3D embossing folder, because I don't have anything that looks like snow, I don't believe. What is that? No, I'm looking real quick to kind of, not really. We'll just stick with the plaid. I think it'll work just fine for what we're doing. So we will be doing a little bit of we're going to be doing dry embossing and cutting on on this card. So I think I'm dry embossing those two. I've got to cut out like the globe and the base out of those pieces. And then these are just going to be cut. So we'll set those over there. Let's get all the pieces out that we need here. And if we do them, I know I need this one and this. And I think that's it. So again, it's going to be, I think they're going to come together pretty quick and easy. That's why I thought, well, I'll just do I'll do two. All right, plates. So we've got, let's do our dry embossing first. So we'll need plate number 1 and then plate number 4. And I don't know if it helps. Maybe I will just, I guess I should, oh goodness. I'd hate for that to fall off like on my foot or something. My feet are underneath, thank goodness. All right, let me just get it on here so y'all can see it better. And I'm wondering, I might look through all the cards and we may just like get all the die cutting done. It would probably make it easier. I don't know. Or I would mess up the what goes to what. So maybe not. I'll just keep it all handy. All right. So here is this. This is a gigantic, like a 9, no, it's 8.5 by 6, I believe, embossing folder. It is a 3D embossing folder, and we can get both of these pieces in here. We can just lay them in there like this, close it up, put it on plate number 1 and lay plate number 4 on top. And I better move my water over here. Yep, it's dreary and cold today and tomorrow. Over the whole weekend, I think we're going to get rain. Well, hopefully we'll get a little bit of rain. All right, so there are those two pieces. And then I can set my embossing stuff. I know I'm going to have to do a little bit more embossing on another card, but I think we'll just stick with one card at a time. Would probably be a smart idea. Okay, now we want plate 1 and plate 2 so we can do our die cutting and my well-loved, it's about time to replace it probably, but I'm going to wait until it starts giving me problems with, like, it's not cutting. And you know what? I'm going to try this. I might can get through 2 pieces. We'll see. Does anybody have any experience? I haven't really tried it with this Stampin' Up cardstock. I think the white will work fine, but let's just try it. With Close to My Heart, we were able to do it, but the cardstock was a little bit thicker. I mean, thinner. Oh, okay. We'll see. Yep, like that worked. So that saved a little bit of time. And then this one was the one I was, yep, worked with that too. So probably only 2 layers. I wouldn't go any more than that, probably. Okay, I'm gonna set those aside. I think we're done with all that. So I'm just gonna make a stack of my plates over here. We'll get this out of the way. I'll just put it on the floor because I'm sure I'm gonna need it again. Now let me get situated here. All right, so here are our pieces. Okay, so I did already do a little bit of scoring. So I'm going to put these pieces up here and kind of see what's going on. We'll put one of each over here. There we go. All right, so these are standard size card bases. That's an 8.5 by 11. Score it. You could score if you wanted to do 2 cards at once. You score it at 4.25 inches this way, and then you cut it at 5.5 inches. So again, I already scored and folded, but then I thought, you know what? Yeah, some people are new. They show up or they're watching, they're being quiet and not saying anything, and they may be brand new card makers. All right, so there's our 2 cards. Now I'm gonna try to keep all of this kind of together. Now I need to score, I think this one. So let me get we'll put these over here. There we go. Now again, I'm doing 2 cards at once. So this piece right here, this pool party piece is 8.5 by 3.25. And we're gonna score at 4.25. Okay, this is my cutting blade. I'm going to use my um, scoring tool right here. And so FYI, this is my Close to My Heart trimmer. As soon as I can, I'm going to be getting a Stampin' Up trimmer, but it's actually the exact same trimmer, just in a different color. Close to My Heart, I guess, was going to put these in their annual catalog in the summer. And then instead, they shut down. But they decided before they officially shut down, since they already had this, ready to um, give us in the summer, they gave it to us like in March. And so I was like, oh, I'm buying it. Because I think I bought everything that they threw out there at us at the last couple of months. And now I don't even have time to play with most of it. But my trimmer has come in super handy. Okay, next let's do our stamping. Because then all we have to do is put the card together. It's going to be that simple. I'm going to move those out of the way. All right, so we're going to do the season. Yay, I get to use the season's greetings. I didn't use that on any of my scrapbook pages. So let's do that first. And we're just using what did I do with my ink? There they are. Right here, I'm just using the Memento Black. I feel like I used this stamp set, but I'm not 100%, or this stamp, not 100% sure. And we're just going to stamp both of those right here on the Garden Green is this color. It fits just right there very nicely. I do really, really love my glass mat because I don't have to get any type of cushion. I used to always, close to my heart, pads would, or stamp sets would come with a foam cushion in it. And that's how I've stamped for 20 plus years. And so we'll just do both of those just the same, just like that. I did not get my chamois wet, so I apologize. I've got to get up and get that wet. I got a new, I'm going to show y'all. I don't want to use it yet, but my upline Kim, my direct upline, she sent me a new um, Stampin' Up chamois. I haven't busted into it yet because, let me grab it and show it. You may have seen it on my, I don't know if I shared it on my personal stuff, but she sent this to me. It's embossed or engraved for On Stage, Raleigh, North Carolina. Is that right? It's in North Carolina. March 2025. I'm registered to go to the Stampin' Up convention, and I feel like I'm thinking I'm going to save that and just buy myself a regular one and save that one for convention and then finally use it. So I'm still using my close to my heart one that I have. All right, so let me, I don't know where my, oh, I think my solid tray, I think I need to get it or I'm going to get everything wet. I cleaned up everything the other day. Okay, there we go. I'll be situated here in a minute, hopefully. All right, so we'll, I like to put it up here kind of out of the way and just grab it when I need it. And then I don't know if y'all seen, she also sent me this when I promoted to silver. There's some ink on there. Now it's on my fingers. Stampin' Attitude is her team name. Okay, next we're going to do the snowman. And yep, we're going to go ahead and stick him on here. Kind of off center just a tiny bit. Right here. So I don't know if I finished my thought. There's a little piece of photopolymer or something right there that made a little, it almost looks like a little heart, but it was just sitting right there. So I got that off for the next one. I think this Memento ink pad is one that I've had for a really long time. I do have a re-inker and I know I've re-inked it. I had bought a new one. I haven't even opened it yet. All right, so there's those pieces. Then snowflakes. We're gonna do this little guy here, I believe. You could probably do both of them. I haven't stamped this little one yet, but we're gonna do that in Pool Party. Maybe just up here. I think I might stamp it off just once there. Oops, we gotta do them both, right? And then the itty bitty one here. And I think that's it. Looking. Not a oh, there's that little, I forgot about this one. There's this little snowflakes right there. I liked that on my, I think I'm gonna put those around too. And that really looks like snow. I can put it over his arm. I think they made it for that purpose the way they did it. You can go right around him. I'm just gonna go all the way around. I like it filled up like that better. Okay, and so see how it's designed. I bet it was designed kind of on purpose for that. I'm just gonna go all the way around him and just fill in. They can overlap a little bit. There we go. Whoa, this is where I need my, oh my goodness, I'm making a mess. Anyone else do that? Okay, but it cleaned off really well, except for under my fingernails, I think. All right, so let's color in his nose with some pumpkin pie Stampin' Blend. Then I think that's about it. Now, these are out of stock right now, but this would be really cute. And I don't think they're going to be back until, oh, um, almost Christmas, like the 23rd or something like that. So sorry, but you could put maybe the smaller one. I'm going to do the very tiny one. There's three different sizes on here. So if you wanted to add a little extra something something and you have these already, then this just works great. But I'm going to go ahead and just stick them on there. I debated whether to use those or not, but they're cute. It just adds a little something, cover up the coal that's on there with some peppermints. All right, now we can assemble our cards. All right, so those go there. Let's bring in, let me see. So we're going to adhere these two pieces first. So that's that paper. I'm going to use, since I'm doing cards, I'm going to do my liquid glue. And we're just going to leave like an eighth of an inch all the way around. Now, I guess this will end up being a little bit, I'm going to do them at the same time. So then you're not having to watch me make one card and then make the other card and just get them done at the same time. So I guess essentially today, y'all are, this piece is going to go right here. I'm going to see if I can straighten this up just a tiny bit, line up the ends, and then score again. That was much better. I think both of them are kind of like that. That's the word of the week, cattywampus. Did y'all see my reel that I shared on my Facebook page from Gatlin Dieter? I think is his name. He's hilarious. Now, I didn't do anything to decorate the inside of this, which I probably would do, but here's this one, and we're just going to adhere it centered. Let me find the center here. I think that's about the center. And then just adhere that right on. Flip it up. So you actually have two flaps. I am going to make that a little sharper. So then when you open it up, you can have a message here, and then you also have this. So I didn't do anything to decorate the inside of that, but I probably will. Then this piece was cut just a little bit smaller than this one. This one is 3 by 4. Oops, I want to go on this side. And it's just a layer to add some extra texture. The original card was snowflake, so if you have a like a snowflake die, great. Or yeah, snowflake embossing folders, sorry. And then we're just putting glue on the back of this. I'm just putting the 8 right up in the center so that I can get that. Well, maybe not. Not that time. I didn't do very good. Well, maybe I did. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, it's about the same width on either side. That. And then we just got to create our snow globe. This piece is bigger. Look, I didn't cut this one right, so it's a little bit different. But that is fine. It's not that noticeable. And the person that receives it won't have a clue, right? All right, so let's do some dimensionals. I'm trying to get a little bit more comfortable with my take your pick tool. We're going to position this up and use it a little bit more. I'll probably take about 4. Now, I know some ladies take it and they can like pull these off. I haven't perfected that. Maybe like that, that would help. Just kind of stab it and then pull it up. Some of the demonstrators just are so good with. Okay, so I'm gonna position it about right there. And then same thing with, so I'm just gonna glue this one down and tuck it right up under barely. Just line it up right there so you can still see the message. And we can put a little bow on here too. We'll do that in just a second. Since I got rid of my nails, I can get up under there a little bit better, but it's still nice just to have that to pop up. And all these little backings, they end up everywhere. So exactly the same thing right about there. And whoops, I feel like I can line it up if I tilt it that way just a little bit better. And then I really wanted to use, yeah, my pom-pom ribbon. You could use either one of the ribbons if you wanted. If you wanted to do it all with that ribbon, great. But I'm going to use some of the pom-pom ribbon because I have it and I used it all week. I was trying to remember, did I end up using it on the 8.5 by 11 page. Can't even remember now. But all right, so just like that. I'm gonna grab my fancy ribbon. I have to hide them so that nobody else uses them, or they'll come over to my desk and grab them, and that'll make me angry. If I see anyone else's hands on these, they better watch out. I guess during the day when I'm here by myself, I can do that. And then let me see. I was gonna say the only thing with this is that you may not be able to see. I may have to put it up a little bit higher. Let me see where I'm gonna like it. Let's do one of each. And of course, if you don't want to pay the extra postage, you may, if you're mailing these, you may not want to, let me try this again. You may not want to put any ribbon like that on there. So it will probably make it too bulky to machine cancel it, and then you have to pay extra postage, or if you don't, if the post office doesn't catch it, they could charge the recipient. They could put a little note in their mailbox saying you owe this extra postage, and that would kind of stink. The postage for hand canceling is quite expensive now. So if you're doing a bunch of Christmas cards, you probably want to be super careful if you want to just use standard postage, because hand canceling, it is now like a dollar, almost $1.20 to send a card. It's kind of crazy. I've been doing it some. All right, so I'm going to do one of each. I'm going to pull this down just a little bit more to make my tails a little bit longer. And then we got some, when I have a heavier type of ribbon, I do more glue dots, not just one. So I might do them on the back of the tail or the back of the bow, I guess wherever it ends up. All right, so I guess I will just, I'm gonna do it this way. That'll work. So kind of at an angle. You just get the right angle and then you can see everything good. And then on this one, I'm probably just going to do one because it'll hold it pretty well. Kind of the same thing, just kind of angle it. I feel like it needs to be tighter. Okay, so there are our first two cards. I would put a little white piece in here, probably a 3x4. You might could stamp something else in the corner. And then the same thing here, a 4x5 1/4. So I'll do that and share pictures when I'm done. All right, so there's card number one. Let me clean up my mess here a little bit as we go. Card number two is, don't, let me see here. I'm not sure if I think I do have to do a little bit of die cutting, but let's do our stamping first. So we're going to stamp on these pieces right here, and we'll decorate this up. And then it'll just be assembly. We need both our Pull Party and Garden Green and the black. But let's start with our sentiment. We're going to use Season's Greetings again. I'm going to clean this up just a little bit. So how's everyone doing? All right, then we don't need our snowflake for this one. So gently pull him off there. Let's put him back. And I'll just go ahead and grab the tree that I'm going to do. Just realized I don't have my, give me 1 second. I don't have my focus turned on to work so that I don't get all the notifications. And there. Next. Okay, so we're prepared with that. I guess I'll use a different block for this. So if your stamp pads get to where they're not so sticky, you can clean off the back side of the stamp a little bit just with some water, your chamois, or if it's really bad, you may have to use a little like gentle soap, maybe Dawn dish soap, and just clean them. I like to put them in a strainer and I'll pour a little dish soap on them, rinse them under the water. That way I don't lose them down the drain, and then set them out to dry. All right, so I need this in black. Using, we're going to put that right down here at the bottom. So I just love that the glass mat is straight and sturdy, no lumps, bumps like the table. And so it just stamps so nice. I'm still, I don't know, I'm still kind of in awe of that every time I pull it out. And I don't usually have it pulled out for my scrapbooking because I use the Versamats and it's not big enough for the Versamats to sit on it. I could put one Versamat on it, but I like when I'm doing my 2 pages, I like to have them next to each other so I can see how I do my clusters and things like that. Okay, now we've got to do garden green. This is garden green right here. And we can just put, see if I can straighten these up. Gonna go up kind of high. And the reason is so that we can have our ribbon going right through here, hopefully. Like that. And then we'll do some more snowflakes. So I guess we'll just do all those. Let me just do this one. Okay, I'm going to put that away before I stamp in it by accident. Same thing with this. Get my elbow or something in it. And then I think I'm just going to do a few of these kind of around. Maybe not like all beside each other this time, but this will just kind of fill in, kind of stamping off a little bit. Um, rotate your stamp around. Give me a second. I guess I'm hearing cats in the litter box. I don't know. Since I have my AirPods in, it cancels out a lot of the noises. Now, if it's really close and I don't think there's like I guess the ribbon right here will be like the ground. So we'll do that. I do want a couple of the bigger snowflakes too, but anyhow, it will cancel out the noise until it gets too close, and then it'll let me hear them. So I got some new AirPods. Oh, I guess it was during Prime Days, and was that in October? I don't remember the exact date. I think that's all I'm going to do. You could bring in that, even that little tinier one again, but we'll just leave it at that. And so I ordered myself some new ones, AirPods, and then gave my older set to Bevan because she had the previous set I had, which didn't have the noise canceling, and she borrowed mine one time and was like, "Oh, these are so awesome." And because she loves to do her art and listen to her music while she does that. All right, now we just need to do our fun fold stuff on this one. So I need these two pieces. I think these are 4¼ by 11. And we need our paper trimmer, but we need to do some scoring. So we'll do our scoring at 1½ inches. Scoring. Have to think about that for a minute so I don't cut it. And 5½. And here are kitties. I'm not sure who it is. What did I say? 1½ score and 5½. 5½ is what makes our base. All right, so there are those two. Now I don't have any circle punches, so I think I'm going, hush. One little black kitten is over here, but I think he's gonna jump. Oops, that's a long jump, isn't it? Oh, he fell. He was like, oh, that's too far down, and then he just fell off anyways. Or she did. I don't know which one it is. Okay, now we want to, I guess I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna fold it like this first. So this is like a top fold. Go down this way. And then burnish your creases. And then we're going to, I think this is the top. Okay. I'm gonna open it up and I'm gonna pull it in like this. Yep, that's what it looks like. So it's a little bit different. This one's gonna be like a gift card or a money holder. All right, so do this one again. I'm just turning it this way since it will open up like this, actually. Of course, I'm thinking that if you open it up and there's money or a card, it's going to fall out, but we'll see. All right, so we need to put a little notch right here on both of these. So I think I'm going to have to, since I won't probably be using these today, but there's no circles in here. So I'm going to have to grab my go-to is Stylish Shapes for circles. I love this one. This is very, very frequently used. So if you don't have this die set, I would highly recommend it. All right, so it's talking about a 1¾ inch circle punch. So let's see what these sizes are. That's probably that's 2. And this one is about 1¾ So I'm going to use that one. So yeah, a circle punch would be a lot quicker. I'd have it done already. But since I don't have one, but as soon as I get my product credit for my artisan incentive, I need to add at least one circle punch. Probably this size would be good. All right, so let's do plate number 1 and 2. And then one of the 3s I'm flipping it over this way because it's warped just a tiny bit. And so trying to get it straightened out a little bit. That's why I flip them back and forth. All right, so I don't want to put it on here or I'll be cutting a hole into that. So I need to open it up again and I want to flip it over this way. So let me show y'all. So I think it's supposed to open like this. So I want this on the outside because this has a pattern. So I want to see that. And I'm going to grab, there, I have a little bit of tape right there. All right, let me see if I can position it. I'm just cutting out a little notch. And I could probably do both of these. Well, could do both of them at the same time. I just don't know with the detail if it would work well with so I'm going to do them individually. If it would sew it on the second one very well. But we'll do these one at a time. Doesn't take that long. So then I just have a little stitch there that just adds a little extra detail. And then you have that piece. If you want to save it, put it in your little box of stuff and maybe you can use it on something else if you want to. Now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to just eyeball it. If you want to get really serious, you could measure it if you wanted to, but I ain't got time for that. All right. Plates are all cattywampus or staggered. Askew. That's the word, askewed. All right. Does anybody else use that word, cattywampus? And set that aside for now. So I'm pretty sure that's all I need. Can't even get them tucked up in there. Not sure where my dies are. What did I do with those dies? Oh, I guess that's stuck them right there. I like almost put them away, I thought. Now, set that there. We can assemble. So this should go together pretty quickly. All right, so I'm going to do I think I'm going to do some score tape. I had a gift card, but let me just grab one of these because I think it's the same size. I think yeah, just do the score tape on both sides that it'll be snug. I'm going to do it just on this area right here, both sides. And you probably could do the liquid glue too, just this is faster. It's not as messy. Guess I want to do both of them. Just line them up. I like the tear-in tape. So I don't have to grab my scissors and it tears pretty easily. I just want to I think I can just do it with my finger, burnish it on there a little bit. And then maybe that will help me get the backing off, my little pointy part of my take your pick tool. It's a great word for a nurse. Uh, I don't know if I've ever heard a nurse say that, but that's probably good. I haven't had to deal with too many nurses in and when I say deal, I just mean be in the hospital to do that. I haven't had a lot of issues. All right. So now you have a little pocket here that you can tuck in your money or maybe even a little treat. It could just be a treat. We're going to turn these over this way. I'm going to burnish these a little bit more again. I think I got my fingers a little messy right there. Let me see. I don't know if I can clean that up a little bit. And now we just have some layering to do. I think they go like this. So we'll build up this piece. Well, it's all built upon each other. So we'll just go one layer at a time. So let's do this piece is only going to go right there. It's going to create our card front and take care of this open area down here. So we just need some glue. I'm just going to do it like right here on the flat. And this is a 4 by 5 1/4 piece. Oops, look what I did, y'all. Can I get it off? Why didn't I do it? Mm, let's see. It's not great when you get it wet, but okay, we're gonna do it this way. I may have messed that one up a little bit. How did I do that? I just sat there and told y'all what to do, and I didn't do it. There we go. Yeah, you want to be careful getting this cardstock wet because I could have let it dry maybe, and I think it might be okay. I'll put a little powder there maybe and then brush it off once it's dry. Okay, so I think we're good. It doesn't feel like it's sticking. All right, so y'all can sit here and watch me mess things up so you don't feel so bad. All right, now this piece I'm gonna stick right here. That can go straight on. So when I'm not live, then y'all don't know all the mistakes I make. No, don't do that. If only I could have heard you. That's funny. At least I caught it before I did all of it. Oh, goodness. Okay, and then we've got this layer of pretty DSP. You could do either one of these actually, but I mean, it would work with either one. We're gonna do trying to figure out what I feel like I'm missing. I might have a piece in here that wasn't supposed to be in there. Trying to figure out what this piece goes to. Let me look for a second. This might go to this other card. It got stuck in here somehow. I think this one might go to the next card. This is the piece we want, but you could use either side if you wanted to, I suppose. And then we're gonna layer this at the bottom. Any minute, we may have a little visitor. Is this Jasper? Jasper's the little black boy kitten. He's much friendlier. And then Jeff named the little girl Jet because when you try to go grab her, she jets away. All right, and trying to decide. Oh, yes. All right. So I'm going to put this onto here first, onto this piece. So I think that was a 3 by 4. So the garden green would be a 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. And then we're going to wrap our ribbon around it. So when looking at this card, it looks like it's a standard card. There's not a fun fold necessarily in it, but okay, from here we can do, let me see if that ribbon, the pom-pom ribbon, think it'll work with this one. But you know what? I think I'll do one of each just to, so we'll do this one right around. I'm going to go about like this. And then we're just going to tie a knot over here. This. And then we'll adhere it onto, I'll straighten it up. Let's see here. Just a knot right there. Try to loop it this way because that piece is a little bit longer. All right, like that. Looking for my dimensionals. Where are my dimensionals? Anybody see my dimensionals? Where did they go? I've got my mini ones. I didn't put them away. Oh my goodness. I guess I'm using little ones. They're probably like right in my face and I can't see them. I didn't knock them off on the floor, did I? Here, I'm gonna set these up. Y'all can't see them, but I've got my cards there. Hello, there they are. They're hiding right under there. Good grief. And with these pom-poms, you can just go, that'll help lift that part of the card up a little bit. I just like to press, make sure they're pressed down on there good before I peel them off. I'm gonna have to use this. I like that. Okay, now this will go centered right in here. Now, if I had some Wink of Stella, I saw that on the website the other day and it is Wink of, I believe, Stella. I was like, oh, well, I just thought it was Winka Stella. All right, and this one we'll do with the other ribbon. Now, a couple of the next two cards, well, the last card I know I can only use this ribbon. So, just because of the color combination. I'm gonna kind of eyeball it, make sure I get enough that I can, as the color combination doesn't have any pool party in it and it just wouldn't look right. And this one, same thing. There we go. Sometimes my fingers don't want to do what they're used to doing and I'm like, why is this so difficult? Okay, am I going to get it tight enough? Yeah, I'll see if I can tighten it when I lay the glue down and just cut it at an angle. I think I'm going to have to stick a little glue dot. So if you have that problem, grab a glue dot. I'll grab it with my, take your pick tool. Just going to pull off a dot and stick it up under here. So at least stays right there. And then I can maybe fix it back here a little bit. I don't know. We'll see. It may still just be loose. All right. And then this one, if you have some bling of some kind, you could put one on top of the tree if you wanted to. I don't know if there are any type of star bling. Don't think so. Just like something, a sparkle, whatever from your stash. I think I'm gonna put a glue dot back there too. Let's see if I can get that to tighten up a little bit. I'm gonna stick it under here, and then I'm just going to kind of squish it. Yeah, that'll work, I think. I made it a little bit tighter. Okay, so it's ready to go down. And here is card number two. Might be taking a little longer than, and then I would decorate this part up here too, and then you could put your money right in there. This could be one you do like this. I've done something similar a couple of weeks ago. You can make it go this way as well. But okay, there's our two cards. So I could stop right there, but I think I'm just going to go. So if you want to hang out with me, great. Would love to have you. And I'm just going to keep going. So it's going to be a little longer than normal, but it's still Good Friday, and I feel like doing this, doing four cards for some reason today. Okay, card number three. This is like a mini workshop, y'all, or a real workshop. Now, I know, Leanne, you're not telling me to stop. I know you were talking about gluing the wrong part. But I looked over and that's the last message. Oh, stop, Pamela. Okay, just kind of cleaning up my mess as I go. And then I don't have those pieces all over the place. All right, so this is another gift card holder. We've got, let's do our scoring. So we need to score it at 1.5. I think this one's going to end up being similar to the one we just did, but it's going to be open up the regular way. And then we're going to score it at 4.25. So a different color combination. We'll just set that aside. Get this part done. So 1.5, 4, and 4.25 this time. Pretty much the same steps. We'll do that inside there, I believe. And I think it's going to do the same thing like that. Okay. I'm going to have to do just a little bit of dry embossing and die cutting. So it's going to end up like that. So do you have some gift cards that you'll be giving for Christmas this year? Yay, Debbie, what are you doing while you're watching? Are you crafting too? I'm gonna have to challenge you to like take a picture and share it in the comments one day. All right, so we'll take these two pieces. These are going to be embossed. Set that aside. And I do have to do that die cutting again with the circle. But let's do our, who's meowing? Um, so I think I'm gonna have to do one at a, let's see here. Maybe I can fit them both in here. I can. All right, good deal. So they're both gonna fit. Since this is such a big, just don't want to push it all the way up to the fold because the pattern doesn't go all the way there. So you do have to kind of keep an eye on that. But if I just kind of butt them right up against each other like that, then I can do them both at the same time. And the number 4 plate needs to be on the top. You're just sitting watching, huh? Uh, yeah, turn the heater on. I've got flip-flops on. My feet are a little cold. All right, I won't move that yet because I do need to do the circle piece for the gift card area. All right, so I've got those pieces. I love our 3D embossing folders. They're so pretty. Okay, so I've got my pieces over here. Now I need to bring in the card bases and do that same circle that I did. Pretty sure it's this one. It could be even smaller if you wanted a smaller little. And then same thing, it's going to be kind of want to look at your card. When it opens, this is going to be the front. So we're going to put that right here. And again, I got to do it kind of one at a time. Let me find my tape that I had. All right, let me get my embossing folder out of here. Oh, and I've got to bring in my cutting plates. So let me get those situated real quick and get that piece out of there. All right, so I'm just, again, kind of eyeballing it. Gonna tape that on. To help keep it in place where I want it. And then we'll do the second card. So stamping wise, these are pretty simple stamping stamped cards. Okay, same thing with this one. Just so y'all can kind of see. And even the fun folds and all the layers, they're not difficult. These are all really pretty simple cards to make. Uh, Cute and a little bit extra. So, what I was saying earlier, if you just have a few people you're sending cards to, or maybe you want to just do a few special cards for some super special people, then these are some fun ones you could do. These could be for giving as gifts to in person so that you don't have to worry about that special postage. You know, if you're just going to hand out cards to people, this would be an option. All right, so the exact same thing. I'm going to put some adhesive right here on. Now, this one doesn't matter so much how far out you go, I guess, depending on what, you know, maybe you have a gift certificate you're going to put in here. Maybe you need to get a gift certificate from me for Christmas. Debbie, I can hook Robert up. I had a friend in Christoval whose husband did that every year when I was a close to my heart maker, or a couple of years, not every year, but he would call me up and ask me to do up a gift card for his wife. I was like, sure thing, no problem. So if you need crafty Stampin' Up gift cards for anybody, let me know. Have to get it taken care of pretty soon, especially if you're not local. But I can mail, and if you want me to make a cute card, I can do that. I might actually, yeah, I've been doing quite a few gift card holders, so I already have cards. I'll see. Okay, I think let me check if that's the dog. Okay, so these are going to go like this. So can't tell if she's jumping or if it's just kittens. Okay, no, I think Lady is in the other room with Pumpkin. All right, so let's do some layering. Then we'll have to, we have just a tiny bit of stamping to do, but we'll do that here in a minute. Okay, so pool party on to pool party. This is kind of a, this is something I don't think to do a lot, but it's really pretty and you can, that's when you can add that extra texture. So the same thing, I'll try to pay more attention this time to what I'm doing. We're only putting it on this portion of the card front and then layering that on there. I'm just making sure I don't get glue there along like the 1/8 of an inch area. All right. And then the second one, I'm gonna go over here. All right, I did it right that time. Just line it up. So it makes kind of your card layer, your card base right there, like that. Two of those. And then we want to do our garden green and don't think there's, let me see here. I don't think there's, actually there might, let me see. Give me 1 second. I think this one's pretty clean and simple. We could do some extra to it, but we're going to keep it simple. All right, so this piece layers onto the garden green, your basic white, onto garden green. What a smart man, Flo. Poor Jeff doesn't get to do that because I just buy what I don't know if I buy what I want when I want, but I do the best I can. All right. Why do I do this? Why am I Stampin' Up demonstrator? To pay for my hobby. And I like to make a little extra money as well. So, all right, so this piece is going to go, that one I didn't get like super straight, but I think I'm out of luck. Okay, so this is going to go like that, I believe. I don't know if it matters. I mean, I think it's square. I think this is the 2 3/4 inch square. So it doesn't matter which way. We're just going to put it down here at the bottom. Yeah, the kittens are being very playful right now, but they haven't, this litter of kittens has not been up here on my desk too much, thank goodness. The first litter was all over the place. They learned really quickly how to jump up on a bag that I have over here. I have a tote, like a cart, one of those 3-layered, 3-tiered carts, and I had a tote hanging off the side of it, and they learned to climb up the tote onto the table. And as you know, as soon as I did that once or twice, and it was just over and over and over again. And Pumpkin was the worst. And then I guess that's how he became my scrapbook kitty. Okay, we need to stamp Let It Snow on this one. And the next one is going to be a Happy New Year's card. Yay! So it's not all Christmas. And I finally get to use that little Happy New Year. So here I'm just cleaning off the back of my stamp so that it'll stick to my block better. And we're going to stamp in black. Right. Make sure it's got some good ink. I really think I need to re-ink it. How pretty is that? It's just so crisp and clean. Sometimes just simple and clean is best. Okay, then we've got that and our ribbon. Again, I think on this one, I think we can do one of each. I'm gonna do one right here. I think I'm gonna do it long enough that I can do a bow if possible. So need quite a bit. I always kind of cut it a little bit extra long to be safe, better safe than sorry. So just kind of right below. I mean, you could do it right on there. Let me see here. I guess you could do it right there if you wanted to. You can move it around to some if you need to. All right, let me give myself a little bit more. Is that what I want? A little bit more over here. You can either do it like this, so you can kind of pull it down to wherever you want it to here in a minute. Kind of try to get it positioned there. There we go. And then let's see if I left myself enough. It's gonna be a little tiny bow with. Will that work? I think that'll work. So I will just cut that off there. And then we can adhere this. I might bring it down just a smidge. And you could bring it down even further like that if you wanted to, which I think I will with this one. Let me see if I can get that little pom-pom. There we go. So it's kind of been a rough week around here because like the kittens are now 9 weeks old. We still have three left. Haven't got any takers yet. I mean, I haven't tried super hard to get rid of them. Debbie's son, my pastor, took two of them to put in the barn. Thank you. And there we go. How pretty that is. And then it opens up like that. And then, but Noelle, the mama, is in heat again. So we've had to be super careful and not let her out. We're going to go get her fixed. But oops, let me put some ribbon first. Money's a little tight right now for some reasons I won't go into, but I haven't been very happy about it. So we're just trying to keep, and then Pumpkin is a male. They both need to be fixed. So we've had to keep them separate. So it's been a little stressful around here. Not the best time to be needing to get them fixed at Christmas time, but that's what's got to be done. Should be, I think it'll be over here in another day or two. But Pumpkin is outside mostly, and let me fix my. I think I need to go further. I need to go this way, I think, with more ribbon. And then Noelle, we have to keep her in here with the kittens, of course. She, not really. They're all eating regular cat food. Um, but she's still, I guess, because of the second litter, she likes them a little bit better, being a better mama, and she's still feeding them some. But it's been kind of crazy. And then last week we had an extra dog, because we had my stepdaughter's dog with us while she was out of town. So it's like a zoo. It's a zoo here, y'all. I mean, it hasn't been horrible, but now the cat being in heat and all that, yeah, that's been a little ugh. But all right, so there's that. My bow's okay. Just is what it is. And we'll do this. Hoping and praying that 2025 is going to be a better year. It's been a rough year for us in a lot of ways, but we've managed through. I thank God for Jeff every single day. He's an amazing husband and father. We sat down and had a good talk last night. You know, I just had to sit there and vent about some things. So he always listens well and is super supportive. Just need that sounding board. Okay, so I don't have any extra embellishments. I didn't want to bring in a bunch of dots and different things. I was trying to keep the supplies fairly limited, so those are card number 3. All right, one more. This one I don't believe is a fun fold, so it's pretty much just going to be some stamping. And look at the colors. How pretty are these? I haven't used very much of this Calypso Coral, but it looks really, really better, or it looks really, really great with I mean, that is the color. There's some Calypso Coral and Petal Pink in this collection. So I love the black. So let's do this one. All right. So, oh, I did want to show you one thing here. Oh, I know they'll get better, Leanne. It'll, yeah. I'm still dealing with some issues with my ex that's really upsetting me right now. So, our youngest is a senior this year, so she'll turn 18 next August, but after May, she'll kind of be she'll still be here, I'm sure, until she goes off to college in August. I'm assuming it is. So this is a standard size card, and not to go into all of it, but I'm hoping that by next August, things are pretty much done with my ex and I. We don't have to deal with each other much for anything. Really looking forward to that day. I'll have not too many connections with him other than like probably weddings and births. All right, so there is that. And we'll do this one as well. Again, just a standard size card, 4 1/4, with the Calypso Coral cardstock base. And now we're just layering, and we'll have some minimal stamping to do. So let's do our um, burnishing right there. Just make sure that's creased pretty good. All right, I did want to show you one thing. I already did it, but I took that piece of basic black cardstock. Oh, I love this cardstock, and I didn't have any black until Stampin' Up sent me some in my artisan box. So I pulled it out, but I gutted it kind of like I do some of my scrapbook pages, just to not waste the paper. And then I knew I needed this piece, so it came out of the piece that I gutted. And just to conserve some paper, I wouldn't do that all the time necessarily, but there are a lot of cardstock layers on some of these. And so I'm just going to layer that onto here. We'll do both of them. I did all that ahead of time. That one you can see I didn't do so hot because I forgot it was like 5.5 or 5.25. I was thinking it was half, and but it doesn't matter because you won't see it. So I didn't worry too much about it. Got some glue on my finger. Yes, you know. I know you know. Not to dwell on that, so I won't talk much more about that. Then we'll put layer this piece on here. But if you follow me on my regular profile, I post a few things here and there about narcissistic abuse, and that was my first marriage. And then there's those of you that aren't aware, there's also post separation abuse that happens when you divorce a narcissist. And I divorced back in 2015 and have had to deal with so much stuff the past 9 years. Yeah, it'll be, yeah, 10 years in July next summer. And then finally, I think it'll all be, I hope, most of it'll be done. And that's all I'll say about that. Let's move on because this is supposed to be Feel Good Friday, right? Okay, so we're just adding layers. This is a similar design to this one that we did. See that one? Remember that? I like that. I like this sketch. I guess, yeah, I could make it a sketch. I like it. Have to remember this one. And choosing very little, mostly cardstock, very little designer series paper. If you notice, when we look at the cards in a minute, you'll notice that all the cards have very little pattern paper, which means that you can make a lot of cards if you bought packs of Pool Party, Garden Green, and White. Then you could make lots of Christmas cards. Now, it may be a little too late to be making Christmas cards unless you have product on hand already. And this one's going to go up here. I hope that's not too, I think that's a good place for it. And then this one's going to go like this. I like that. So thinking outside the box a little bit. I'm just going to put this one about centered right there. Now we're going to stamp on this one and it's going to layer over top of that. How cute. All right. All right, so let's get our stamping done. Oh, yay, we get to use the cute little penguin again. So we're going to do him, we're going to do Happy New Year, and we're going to do that cute little hat. So I'll push these up and we'll get these done. And then we have just a little bit of ribbon. And I just saw that I should have put the ribbon on already, but I'm not going to worry about it. I might do it a little bit different. Okay, so let's stamp. And everything is stamped in black on this one. Surprise, surprise. I have stamped him before already, I think. But we'll get, whoops, him stamped right about here, off to the right. So we need room for our sentiment, or our, yeah, our sentiment. That's what it's called. Okay. We can do the little hat, and we're just going to stamp it right on him at a cute little angle. Yeah, I didn't do that one that great. Let's do, yeah, they're both kind of funky, but It's they're both kind of cattywampus. Anybody? I should have played a game to see how many times I said that today. Uh, it may have been a mistake for me to post that reel. It was probably all I'll think about, and that's all I'll say now from now on. Hopefully, it's just this week. I may have to come up with a new word. Oh, I can just leave that black out. Yes, I totally agree, Debbie. That's what I told Jeff last night. I was like, I am so frustrated right now. And the only thing that's keeping me sane is staying in my scrapbook room creating. As I know with every little ounce of my being that God gave this hobby to me 27 or so years ago to help me cope with all this nonsense. All right, so we do need to color in his little beak and his feet. I pressed him down pretty hard. His nose is almost all the way black. Guess I was venting some of my frustration, was I? uh, okay, there we go. But yeah, I've been thinking about that a lot recently about this is this has always been my therapy. I used to go in when I was in my first marriage and lock myself in my scrapbook room. I don't know if I locked the door, but he would come home in a mood, and so I would just get up and go to my scrapbook room and go into my little sanctuary, I guess I would call it. And the reason I do it now is just because I'm still dealing with that stuff. It's not Jeff, and I try to do this, get most of all this done during the day so that I can sit and enjoy my evenings with Jeff because I actually look forward to when he comes home. All right, so I'm just putting on we still got to figure out how we're going to add the ribbon. I don't think I'm going to wrap the ribbon around how they showed in the sample. I think I'm just going to, oops, tie a bow and stick it on. All right, so now this one might be where you want to, oh, my bow may can take care of it. What did I do? I didn't take them off. It's like it's not sticking. All right, so right here, okay. I like that. I don't think to do that. That's why I love Pinterest and checking out everybody else's art to get some ideas. Sometimes I just flat out like to copy other people's art just to, like, especially if you're in a creative rut. I'm not necessarily. I was more of just in a rush. I didn't have anything prepared this morning. I was like, you know what? This is going to be what I do. I'm going to use one of the resources I have available to me, which is a team incentive to have some of these workshops created by other artists. And that's kind of how I started off with Stamping Up, doing card workshops. I have like a whole bunch of them, y'all, that I've done. I'm just going to show y'all just y'all, if y'all followed me, you've seen some of these. Some of them you may not have, but I'll just sit there and make up the workshops just to have the cards. And I've set some of them out. I still have some. All right, so all that's tacked down and ready. We just need the ribbon, which this one, because that's not going to work with this. I mean, it could if you brought in some more maybe, but if I'd added maybe a layer of the color combination's pretty, but I'm just going to do a couple of bows out of this This is a super popular ribbon. You can actually color this ribbon too. So I don't know if I've shown y'all how to do that with this ribbon. I think I did with some other ribbon. But all right, I'm gonna cut that up that way and this way. And we'll do two of those because we'll just do the ribbon the same. And again, if you had some dots you wanted to add to this, extra dots laying around somewhere, totally add some more bling to it, but I'm just gonna stick with this iridescent ribbon and I need some glue dots. Here they are. And then let me figure out where I want to put it on here. We have this big space up here. I just don't know if I want to put it right there or just like put it down here. I think I'll put it down here. And then I might grab some bling. I'm not gonna, am I gonna? I'm not gonna do it right now, I don't think. I don't really know what I've got over here, but I had something, didn't I, that was iridescent? Ooh, that's pretty. I'll figure out something maybe when I actually send it. Let me just grab these ones. I don't even know if these are available. Look at these. But there are some, you can just, like I said, grab whatever you have. If you have some rhinestones or something, but you know what? I'm gonna just go ahead and put some of this because these are kind of iridescent. So let's just do a couple on here. And, I like triangle formation, but kind of want something down here, I think. I don't know. I'll do one like right there. That'll work. I have to do what I like, what is pleasing to my eye. That's when I kind of play around with embellishments. You could put more on there if you wanted to, but that's enough. All right. Wasn't planning on putting any embellishments, but that one really needed it. I think everything else worked out pretty well. All right, and again, I'm just going to stick it right there, same place. Now, the original card had it going through like this layer. It went around the black layer, so I should have put the ribbon on here going around and then tying it off right down here. But I wasn't paying attention, so I didn't do that. All right, so there we have all our cards. Thank you if you're still here. Thank you for joining me. I so appreciate it. Let me pull out the cards here real quick, and then I'm going to look at messages or comments because I see Debbie and everybody shared a little bit, and I don't want to ignore it. But I was busy trying to finish creating. All right, so we'll kind of lay everything out here. Let's do it this way. So this was card number one. Clean up my mess a little bit. So card number one. Then we did this one. Oh, and I'll go through it. If you weren't with us in the beginning, then you can see this was kind of a two flap fun fold. Then we have card number two. This was a gift card holder. So you've got your little holder up here, tuck a gift card or some cash in there. I think it'll stay in there. It'll be snug enough this way that it won't like fall out. So I think you'll be good that way. And I showed how the ribbon, you can use different ribbons on them. And then this was card number three. Couple of similar features than that one. But did y'all notice that it was just very little designer series paper? So you could really make your paper stretch with these. And then if you're not going to make Christmas cards, you could totally make um, cards that, for New Year's, Valentine's Day, birthday cards for using these same dimensions and patterns. And then here is our Happy New Year. And it's just a regular card. Again, I didn't decorate on the inside of any of these, but I probably will when I get ready to send them out. So, all right. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all being here, Leanne and Debbie. Flo, paper crafting is therapy for a lot of us. Yes, it is. I know it works for me to take me away just so I can have a sane moment. Definitely. So it's funny because, I mean, yeah, y'all are my tribe. The ones that use crafting, it's any type of crafting, but especially stamping and scrapbooking to help you through the hard times. Debbie says scrapping has helped me through Tommy going off to the army. Tell me, Debbie, what kind of, were you scrapbooking back then? I know he's a little bit younger than I am, but, and then of course, yes, now with Deacon Lee, yep, passing away. I totally understand that. So Tommy was in two war zones. Yes, and when they moved to Arizona. So I know some of that story. Yes, he's, is it cheaper than therapy? I know that's what we like to say, but I'm not sure if that's true. Oh, goodness. All right. I thank y'all so much. Appreciate y'all visiting with me and chatting with me. I'll go through and make sure I didn't. Hey, Lisa, I miss Lisa on here. Um, Lisa's one of my team members over in around Houston area. Is it Shenandoah? I think she's in Shenandoah. So I don't know if I'm, yeah, somehow I must have bumped my camera or something. Who knows when I did that. All right. So thank y'all. Have a great weekend. I'll be back on Monday. Pretty sure I'm going to be doing the using something, I don't know what, from the new January through March catalog. So y'all can get some sneak peeks and of all of that and what you can create with those fabulous fun new products because I have so much I got to start playing with. So thank y'all. I'll talk to y'all soon. God bless you. Bye bye.